Hi, this is Mike from Stagecoach Road Vintage Sewing Machine, and this is your Singer 201. And this is the final test before we pack her up to ship her out to you. And in this test, we're going to go over the basic operation of the machine. And we will start by winding a bobbin. So you put your spool on the spool pin, go into the thread guide at the top, go in between the discs of the tension assembly all the way around and catch the little check spring on the side, and come all the way up until your thread goes into the notch at the top of the tension assembly. Go to the take-up lever from right to left, then down to the take-up to the thread guide on the faceplate, to the thread guide near the needle clamp, and the thread guide below the needle clamp. Then this machine threads through the needle from right to left. And it's easier to thread if you cut a nice clean end on your thread. Ah, my goodness. Okay, I meant to wind the bobbin, so let's unthread this and you get to see me thread it again in a few minutes. To wind the bobbin, put your spool on the lower spool pin, go into the bobbin winder tensioner, and up to the bobbin winder. And there's some thread already on this bobbin, so I'm going to take that off. So go from your spool into the bobbin winder tensioner, and then onto the bobbin. Put your thread through the little hole in the side of the bobbin, the inside toward the out, and hold the thread in place with your finger while you put several wraps on the bobbin to hold the thread in place while the bobbin winds. Put the bobbin onto the bobbin winder with the thread going on over the top of the bobbin. Turn the rubber tire until the little keeper pin on the bobbin winder goes into the hole in the side of the bobbin. Then press the winder down so it makes contact with the hand wheel. Declutch your machine by turning the chrome knob in the center of the hand wheel towards you an eighth of a turn or so until you feel it hit its stop. And that way the wheel can spin and wind the bobbin without making the whole machine cycle. And here we go. That should be plenty enough for our test. Pop up the bobbin winder by pushing that little lever up. The bobbin winder pops up and you can pull your bobbin off. Reclutch your machine by tightening the knob just till it's snug, not over tight. Then your bobbin goes into the bobbin race with the thread coming off the top in this direction. Then guide the thread into the little notch in the side of the, oops, wait a minute. This one's different from most singers. On this one, you're going to want the thread to come off the top in this direction. And then guide your thread into the little notch here in the side and pull it until you feel it sort of click into place. There. To thread the machine, put your bobbin on the spool pin, go into the thread guide at the top, between the discs of the tension assembly, around, catch the spring, check spring on the side, and pull it up until the thread goes into the notch on the top of the bobbin, on top of the tension device. Go through the take-up lever from right to left, into the thread guide on the faceplate, the thread guide above the needle clamp, and the thread guide below the needle clamp, and then through the needle again from right to left. There we go. To bring up the lower thread, you hold your needle thread loosely, turn the hand wheel towards you one full revolution. The needle takes the thread down where the hook picks it up, wraps it around the bobbin, and brings up the lower thread. Put the thread between the toes of the presser foot and towards the back of the machine. And now we're ready to sew. This is a straight stitch machine, so there's no stitch width adjustment. This is your stitch length over here. From the 0 position going down, which is forward, your stitches get longer and longer and longer and longer as you go towards the bottom. From the center position going up, your stitches get longer and longer and longer, but in reverse. If you want your stitches to be the very same length in forward and in reverse, say you want to sew 12 stitches per inch, loosen this little thumb screw and slide it up until it makes contact with the lever. And now your lever goes the same distance in reverse as it goes in forward. But we're going to just leave that undone. There we go. We're going to leave it all the way open so we can go from full stitch length to full stitch length, forward and reverse. This is your tension device, and we have it set up so that for average fabric, average thread, you're going to be somewhere between 3 and 3.5. If you're sewing something heavy duty, you may want to turn it up a little bit and have a little bit more tension, like maybe up to 4, even 4.5. If you're sewing something delicate, you may want to let off the tension a little bit. Just check the bottom of your fabric, and if your threads are being pulled up evenly so they're balanced between the top and the bottom, that's all the tension you need. Okay, so stitch length is set at 12 stitches per inch. Bobbin tension is set at 3.5. And this is your sewing foot pressure up here. If you want to sew something heavy duty, you may want to add a little more tension. If you're sewing something lightweight, you might want to let off a little tension. So here we go. It is so smooth. This is one of the best machines ever made. It's got a full rotary rotary hook. So it's not going back and forth like on most sewing machines. Okay, we're going to make a little longer stitch length. And now we're going to go down to the longest. That's a nice balanced looking stitch. One other thing, this is your light switch over here. And this machine has feed drop. It's on the bottom of the machine, and it's this knob here. You loosen this thumb screw all the way, back it all the way out. And then you can drop your feed. Then, also you want to let off all the sewing foot pressure. Now, instead of the machine moving the fabric, you're moving the fabric. In this case, you'll probably want a darning hoop or something. Let's see. Now you can make art, or darn, or do embroidery, or just about anything. And that's about it. This is your Singer 201, and if you've come to this video from somewhere else, found a link on the internet and come here, we are Stagecoach Road Vintage Sewing Machine. And we're on Stagecoach Road out in the Coast Range of Oregon, so we are stagecoachroadsewing.com. And if you come out to our website, you're going to see hundreds and hundreds of beautiful machines that we've restored over the last 25 years or so. And you're going to see pictures from all different angles, and maybe a little bit of information about the machine. And you'll see machines from just after the Civil War up to maybe even up into the 1980s. Mostly they're pre-1970 machines. But at the top of the page, there are usually 15 or 20 machines that are available for you to bring home to your sewing room. So stop by and check us out. Again, it's stagecoachroadsewing.com, and we'll see you there.